Joy Reid. Joy Reid used to be on MSNBC. MSNBC used to be on MSNBC. I hear tell MSNBC has changed their image. They have a new logo. It is no longer MSNBC. MSNBC started many years ago. It was a conglomeration, mongrel. It was a conglomeration of Microsoft and NBC. So MS was Microsoft, NBC, National Broadcast Company. And it's been that way for many, many years. I assume NBC has had it. It's a dead property, MSNBC. No one's watching it. Anyone who does is watching it for all the wrong reasons, to laugh at it, to get mad at it, to hate watch it. So they've decided to change their logo and their name. They are MSNOW is their new name and logo. You got that, Sean? Could you Google MSNOW and let's see, because there's no more MSNBC. That's it. It went out with a whimper, a little poof. It's done. MS Now. And my thoughts on this is what a terrible logo and name. All it makes me think of is multiple sclerosis. MS Now, my source, news, opinion, world. Yeah, multiple sclerosis. Now, that's all I think. It's who thought of this? They're not really thinking over there anyway. But yeah, there you go. No more MSNBC. Streaming MSNBC will go to a long. Oh, I can't read that. Could you make the text bigger underneath the MS Now thing? Let's see. There it is. Okay. Renaming MSNBC would go a long way toward resolving the brand confusion that has rolled MSNBC and NBC News together for decades. Yeah, the confusion. There's been no confusion. It's a lying propaganda company. Cable channels long relied on NBC News correspondence and infrastructure for news coverage, but as the channel's top-rated shows moved to the left in the Bush and Obama years, the NBC News stayed in the proverbial middle. Get the fuck out of here. Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
And hello, I am Gavin McInnes.
Together, we're Compound Censored.
And we'd like you to subscribe to our network that has more fantastic content you could shake a stick at. Use this promo code for a one-time super offer.
Do it. It's uncensored and oh so entertaining. The cross-pollination caused internal headaches and some suggestions about a name change. So they're done with NBC in always, like there's no NBC personalities that'll be on this MS thing. Let's see. MSNBC has been on a hiring spree of late out of necessity, scooping up dozens of journalists for their newsroom. Just stop. That will compete with NBC News along with countless other outlets. Okay, so they're not connected at all, not just in name. They fired, by the way, they're on a hiring spree because they fired all of the high income liars that they had. And now they're just going to hire these interns and people that are just out of college and left wing as ever. And that's going to be their news team and their journalists. I mean, if there is a news agency, I use the term very loosely, that should just go away, it's MSNBC, MS Now, whatever you want to call it, multiple sclerosis. It's just been an abomination, a propaganda wing of the left. Everyone knows it. Everyone saw it, and now they're reaping the rewards of lying to the American people for so long. Good luck. Good luck to you out there. Here's Joy Reid, who used to be on MSNBC. And, of course, Joy is saying that white people stole pretty much everything from black people. But she brings up that old trope again about the music, rock and roll and blues and jazz and country and symphonies. Every form of music was stolen from some old black guy with a cigar box with some rubber bands strung on it. The greatest music white people ever made, because some black guy picked up an old wash tub and a broom handle and went boom, 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 boom. And all of a sudden we got, Led Zeppelin because we stole it. It's the typical shit. Typical fucking shit. Let's listen to Joy.
They can't fix the history they did. Their ancestors made this country into a slave hell. But they can clean it up now because they got the Smithsonian.
Could you pause for a second? By the way, the slave hell, 2% of the American population own slaves. 2%. 2% of the American population own slaves. That's a slave hell? Do you know how much land there was for blacks to be on that wasn't a plantation, that wasn't slavery? And then, to end the whole thing, a shitload of white people died to end slavery in that slave hell. They think every night the slaves were being whipped or in the hot box. That's what they honestly believe. Do you know, I bet there were quite a few days where maybe the cotton picking was light. It was a nice breeze that day. Maybe 70 degrees. It wasn't stifling heat. They had conversations or sang songs out in the field. And then they got done with their work, went back to their house, their quarters that they didn't pay for. Oh, they didn't get paid. They were slaves. Yeah, they got room and board. They were feeding them. And then they laid back and went, that wasn't a bad day. That was not that bad a day as a slave. I got to assume that happened. Probably quite often. The whipping in the hot box seems counterproductive if you're a slave owner. But it also seems like that's the exciting, interesting story to tell about slavery. So, hey, I've had some shitty bosses. So we all know the struggle. All right, continue.
Get rid of all the slavery stuff. They got PragerU that can lie about the history to the children. They can't originally invent anything more than they ever were able to invent good music. We black folk gave y'all country music, hip hop, R&B, jazz, rock and roll. They couldn't even invent that, but they have to call a white man the king because they couldn't make rock and roll. So they have to stamp the king on a man whose main song was stolen from an overweight black woman. They can't fix
Lizzo? He stole from Lizzo? That argument, the whole music argument, is retarded. It's retarded. There was music being played long before black people, Africans, came over and started hitting a gourd and picking some rubber band and making this amazing music that they invented. Like, let me hear that music. Let me hear that amazing music and go, wow, we stole that. There's quite a difference between stealing something and being influenced by something. That's something you could have. But I don't even think it goes that far. There were plenty of, in medieval times, there was music, the lute, that crazy little Addams Family keyboard, whatever they call it, little toodly-doos, flutes and things, all that, and drums. And what are you saying, that the medieval Europeans went to Africa and heard some and decided they were going to make these amazing instruments and be able to play a concerto because some savage was pounded on a monkey skin, pulled over a half a gourd? I'm not buying into any of the we stole the music. And you want to talk rock and roll, more modern? Any rock band worth its weight changed whatever you could have said was African into their own very unique style of music where it isn't even recognizable. I'll give you anything that sounds like I'll give you that. Anything that sounds exactly like that, there you go. Anything that has a verse, a chorus, a hook, a verse, a guitar lead, music, rock music. I gotta say, white people pretty much invented that. Yes, invented. If somebody rolls a rock down a hill and they're just looking at it dumbfounded, and then someone else looks at it and goes, "Ooh, that's interesting. The shape of that rock allowed it to continue rolling down that hill. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to tinker a little and make something that shape and see if we can roll it down a hill." And then he does that. He invents the wheel. And then the dummy that pushed the rock down the hill goes, me invent wheel. You have wheel. We do the. No, you just push something down a hill. That's how I feel about this rock music thing. You give someone a shitty version of a guitar. You do a couple of things. You go, the times are bad. Oh, Lordy, Lord. And then you got fucking Panama, Van Halen. Yeah, right. You got Led Zeppelin, Black Dog. Really? Get out of here. Shut up. Shut up, Joy Reid. Joyless Reid. Brings no one joy, Reid. That whole thing is another thing to just demean the accomplishments of white people on the planet Earth. Just another bullshit story to make us feel bad. We stole. Enough. Hey, do you like crime stories? I love them. I can't get enough. There isn't one time I'm in a hotel that I don't put forensic files on. You know, hotels, you go into a hotel and it varies. You don't know what's on. Sometimes they have Me TV. So I can watch like Hogan's Heroes, Twilight Zone. Sometimes they don't. Do I get angry? No, because there's always forensic files. Forensic files is always on. HLN, headline news. It used to be the CNN headline news thing. They would go over the same stories every 20 minutes. They would repeat it. And then I guess CNN just became that. and they had nothing to do. So they just play crime shows, and 99% of what they play is forensic files. And it's great. I love it. They found later she was assaulted. The guy sounds so thrilled when that happens. They used a rape kit and gathered semen. So, you watch that in the hotel. It's funny because it's so disturbing and heinous, but you fall asleep to it. He came in and smashed her head with a hammer. So, Forensic Files is on. I love it. I love crime shows. And now lately I've been going to sleep listening to like an hour interrogation of a murderer. It's just a murderer, a couple of cops in the interrogation room. And at the beginning, he's just smarter than any cop could ever be. At least that's what he thinks. And he starts talking, and then the cops trip him up. It's so fucking interesting. And it's real. So that's what makes it great. And you learn so much. I could watch a crime show now, and I'm pretty astute at figuring out who did it right at the beginning. Right at the beginning. One of my favorite things about the crime shows is when they include the 911 call. I mean, it's a dead giveaway. Oh, anyone that calls and is like way over the top, disturbed and yelling and crying, I have to put a little check mark in the probably guilty box. And then too much detail goes into this. Oh my God. I just got home and my wife is on the floor. She's not breathing. Sir, can you check? Is she warm? Is she cold? She's cold. I just got home. It's 7:05. I was out with my friends, and then I stopped off and they go through their alibi on the 911 call. Guilty as fuck. So it's pretty entertaining to watch. So there's a case going on now. A couple seems to be missing a child. We took the kid out, and when we came back, he was gone. So they've been interviewed by the cops. They do this thing that I don't think people that really have somebody in their family that's missing do well. They can't get in front of a camera and ask for the return of their loved one without it just looking terribly guilty. And there's a good reason for this. Your regular average Joe and Joan are not actors. They're not good at it. You better be beyond Oscar, Daniel Day-Lewis level actor to be able to, I've abandoned my boy. You better be fucking that good. But they're not. And they think they are. So they go in front of the news cameras and they start this crying thing. Now, I think even the most amateur of television crime show sleuths know the one big tell when the parents or the loved one of someone that's missing or was murdered is doing an interview. And that is the tears, the lack of tears. Again, you got to be an actor. You have to be able to conjure up something in your head. Now, you've murdered someone, so you're probably a sociopath, and it's very difficult to use that to cry. You might smirk. You might actually start laughing. But these people can't bring themselves to tears. But they think as long as they do the breathing and a few of those sobs, that it's in the bag. But everyone knows, and especially the cops, if there aren't tears coming out, the red flags just are flying all over the place. So with that said, here's a case. It's going on right now. And it's a couple who I say, in my opinion, as a TV crime show sleuth, is guilty as fuck for killing their kid, who is still missing. I don't think they found a body yet. Just watch them and you tell me.
We come to you guys asking you to help us find our son. He was abducted last night from Big Five. Somebody struck my wife while she was trying to change his diaper. And we just ask if anybody knows anything to please contact Ukaipa Police Department.
Okay, could you pause for a second here? So the story is they were at a place, whatever. Sounds like they were out at a store or somewhere. And she went to change the diaper. Can you just, if you use the word diaper with your wife every fucking second of the day, when you're doing this type of thing, could you just say diaper? Or changing the kid, whatever. Diaper? I'd put him in prison just for that. So then someone came up and belts the wife in the eye. You can see she's got a black eye. There's a black guy and a black eye. I don't know. He looks Indian or Muzzy or something. So, and then took the baby? Like, this does not ever happen. You have to also, as a sleuth, you have to look at, has there been precedent? Have things like this happened before in any number? A domestic might give you a situation where the wife, the mother, is physically harmed by the father, husband, boyfriend, and then the child is abducted by the loved one. That's possible. But this is the husband and father, and that's the wife, mother. A perfect stranger came up, punched her in the face, and took their kid? I think, just based on what we've just seen so far, I think there was some type of issue where abuse, child abuse, something. They kill the kid, whether it's an accident on purpose, and then they try to put their story together. And the guy goes, I gotta pop you in the face. We'll say someone punched you. I'll hit you in the face. And then we have our story. I would say that they might have gotten in a fight and he punched her during the fight. And then the kid died during the fight. Maybe he was mad at her, punched her, and then said, I'll kill the baby. And then he did it. Whatever it might be, I am positive these two are responsible for this missing dead baby. Let's be honest. All right, watch a little more here.
His name's Emmanuel. He's 7 months. He's 7 months old.
Have you been notified of any information yet?
No more tears. No. Not a tear to be found.
They haven't told us nothing?
They said they don't have any major updates.
Do you guys plan on doing a local search of your own?
We are at 4 o'clock here at Ukaipa. I fell on the floor and as soon as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I got him out of the car seat and I laid him down and so I could get his diapers ready. And somebody said, "Hola," and that's all I remember. And I saw white. And hearing sound, I fell on the floor and as soon as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I checked all around my truck and I ran into Big Five and I asked the lady if she saw a baby or someone with a baby. She said no. It was a happy boy. He smiled.
Whoever took our son, please give him back.
The search for this 7-month-old baby boy continues. Police and the family desperate to find out where he is.
Desperate. Somehow that kid died. That's what I'll give him the benefit of that doubt. Maybe an accident, maybe some violence in the home, neglect. The kids seem to have some type of issue. One of those last pictures, his eyes are going a little wacky. Maybe that was a little too much for them to bear. All speculation. But to say she was in the car, like in the parking lot of this place, and she was going to change the diaper, and some guy walked up and said, "Hola," and punched her in the face. Everything went white. She didn't see anything. She was knocked to the ground. She got up, and she's like, "Where's my baby? My baby's gone." So someone wanted to steal a 7-month-old baby from a woman in a car. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And again, not a tear to be found. That woman, they were showing close up of her face. You saw her black eye, and she's doing the whining. I couldn't find, not even a tinge of moisture coming out of her eyes. We've all seen this. I graduated from Forensic Files U. I have a doctorate in 48 hours, and I'm getting my master's in cold case files. So I know these things, and you mark my words. These two are guilty. Guilty. Now they'll be innocent. I have to go, oh, all right, well, maybe I made a mistake. No, I could tell. Don't tell me. I forgot to play this clip. This is pretty funny because Zelensky's at the White House with Donald Trump, and the problem last time was that Zelensky came dressed in his little outfit, his little "I want to play army" outfit. I was saying on Sid's show this morning on WABC radio, I said he likes to dress like LeBeau from Hogan's Heroes, like the military green kind of sweater thing. So he took a lot of flack last time for not dressing appropriately as he's coming to the White House begging for billions of American taxpayer dollars. And it was like, well, look at you. You are a bum. So this time he gets out of the limo, and Trump, of course, has to razz him a little bit. He came dressed in a suit, but the way Trump compliments him about his suit, it's like, I remember this when I was maybe 16, the first time I had to wear a suit to something, maybe a wedding, and your uncle sees you and he's like, "Hey, look at you." It's like Billy Batts. Look at Zelensky, all dressed up and doing the town. I remember when he used to do a comedy show, a song and dance number. Yeah, I don't do that no more. I'm the head of Ukraine. No, I'm just saying, hey. I give him billions of dollars right away. He's getting fucking fresh. So Trump is kind of treating him like Billy Batts treated Pesci in Goodfellas. Watch, it's really funny.
Best I had. Pretty face.
Look at you.
President Trump, show your message to the people of Ukraine as world leaders gather here today.
We love them. We love them.
Russia continues attacks.
He's patting his back. He's treating him like a child.
Thank you very much, everybody.
He's treating him like a little child. It's the first thing he says to him. Look at you. all dressed up, all grown up and doing the town. We're going to miss him. So if you enjoyed that clip,
Then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.